I'm recording. Now, what is storage virtualization? So we can see IBM is telling something about storage virtualization, centralized, managed, unified, mixed, and cover something it is showing. Storage virtualization is a pool of physical storage from multiple storage devices into what appears to be a single storage device or a pool available storage capacity. Okay, that is managed in a central console. So we can tell this one. So here it is storage virtualization, also named software defined storage or virtual SAN. It's a pooling of multiple physical storage like that is good. So I will take one statement only. You can go to other thing like you just put it in a Google and lot of statements are there. All are correct only. It depends upon different way they are writing it. Okay. So like this. So what is the storage virtualization? So we learn lot of things in a central virtualization, right? Centralized kind of stuff like centralized storage related we learn. So one is that type like multiple disks combined together creating a single large size like a LVM RAID kind of concepts, SAN NAS kind of concept, virtual SAN kind of concept. It comes under it is the storage virtualization only. Okay, so we'll start with partitioning of hard disk. Is virtually we are dividing a physical disk into multiple partitions. Partitioning of virtual hard disk. Partition of a disk. So this is first point of telling a storage virtualization. Best easy example is partitioning a hard disk. Next, volume creations like RAID level implementation, RAID, LVM, storage space. Yeah, we didn't discuss this thing. Storage space is introduced in Windows 8. Okay, and Windows 2012 server. So onwards it is there. Okay, onwards it is there. What is this storage space? It's also same thing like a combining of empty spaces. Okay, on all unallocated spaces, you can combine together, create a large space. In that one, you can create a different virtual hard disk inside. Okay, same. This is the partition of hard disk means dividing a disk into small parts, right? That is C drive, D drive, SDA1, SDA2, SDA3. That is partition of hard disk. Okay, that is logically we are dividing it. So we can say it's a virtually it's a disk, right? So RAID and LVM, storage space. So virtually we are combining those things. Physically we are not combining. We are you take a two hard disk and open the hard disk and combine the hard disk and make it as a hard disk. Physically we are not combining. Virtually we are combining. Next. So this is one part. Another part I want to tell that is virtual hard disk. Virtual hard disk also comes under this one here only. So virtual hard disk support for a virtual machines storing a data in the disk format. We can do both it. So different virtual hard disk we can able to create and we can store the data in virtual hard disk also. Virtual hard disk is also comes under here only because it's a concept. The concept of virtualization means which is intact with the actual resources. You take a hard disk, normal physical hard disk, inside you created a virtual hard disk. You can move that virtual hard disk from one place to another place. Last time I showed some virtual hard disk, right? So I will show you that one again. So we'll see. So I have virtual hard disk like this. I put a data. I can copy this virtual hard disk into something like a Z drive or F drive I can copy that virtual hard disk. Here also some virtual hard disk may be there, so it is not there. Okay. So I can copy that virtual hard disk from one disk drive to another disk drive, or maybe my external hard disk, or maybe in a cloud. I can copy it. So that is virtual hard disk also comes under in the format. Okay. So in a virtual hard disk, the extensions are there. In Microsoft use VHD and VHDX. This is a disk formats, virtual hard disk format in a Microsoft. Different companies use different type of things. Okay, this is a maximum 2 terabyte of size it we can able to support. It is support more than 2 terabyte. Actually it is support up to 64 terabyte of machine. Okay, these two formats, remember. Of course, virtual hard disk are a different type of hard disk are there. uh, Fixed disk, dynamically dynamically expanding dynamically expanding disk, differencing disk. Still that is not yet shown to you, so I will show you the differencing disk also. Okay, this is a virtual hard disk, VHDX format. Next, different organization using a different formats like a VMware. In a VMware maximum they'll use a vmdk file. In VMware vmdk file. VirtualBox in Oracle and VirtualBox. Use of disk format as a VDI and some other format. Multiple formats support is there. Okay, if you are using a QEMU means Linux kernel based virtualization. Kernel based virtualization. Linux kernel based virtualization. QCWO2. Okay, like this. These are different formats of hard disk are there. Virtual hard disk. Okay, and here it is. We already know, right? We already know LVM. Storage space you don't know, but no, I'll just leave it. Okay. Partition of hard disk also we can call it as a virtualization. Here is a definition: pulling of physical storages from multiple storages into what appears to be a single storage device. So it is like D drive, but D drive is a combination of 3-4 drives. Can be there, right? Can be there. Right, 3 hard disks we are using, but single disk drive only it is showing. It look like a single one or a pool of available capacity that is managed from central console like that. And other definitions also there you can try. So if whenever you consider this type is a storage virtualization, also we can consider this is a storage virtualization. Okay, SCSI, iSCSI, SAN, NAS, this comes under centralized virtualizations also. um, okay, centralized storages. Centralized storages are like a NAS and SAN is there. Here SAN, vSAN means virtual SAN is there. Virtual SAN is also there. iSCSI like a block storage type. These are all virtually like a disk space in one location, but it is attached to a server or a machine as it's a local storage, right? Actual storage is somewhere, but it is showing here. Okay, so like that. For example, I have some storage space, virtual hard disk in my physical machine. Through network, I connect a hard disk to my laptop. So that is called a block storage. So that is also consider comes under here. Centralized storages, so many different type of centralized storage like a NAS is there, other kind of stuff, but mainly important SAN, virtual SAN, iSCSIs. So this block level types mainly comes under storage virtualization. So I will tell one more, like, fixed and differencing, fixed and dynamically. I will tell what is the differencing disk. What happened? Okay, so this is our NIC teaming. So this is a machine is running, still running, no problem. Okay. There's few things. Anything is left. Okay, this is important here. Hyper V only we can able to see that one. Yeah, we already seen. Okay, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I put a full screen mode. Click on somewhere. Okay. Here, edit disk, insert disk, new hard disk, new hard disk. I'm creating a new hard disk. Here, already formats and limitations. For a VHD and VHDX, fixed disk and dynamic disk. The new format is also introduced, that is VHDS. So that is we have to know. That's just set something is there. Practically we have to do. Then only we don't know. VHD, VHDX, VHD set. This format is for shared virtual hard disk only and enable backup of virtual machine groups using a shared virtual hard disk. This format not supported operating system earlier than Windows 10. So I use world versions now. I don't know how to use this one, but very simple. It is. This is like a which is a shared virtual hard disk, like one machine to another machine support is there. So we can connect it to multiple disk, maybe, and also we can use disk for a backup the virtual machines. VHD, VHDX, VHD set. VHD set is a new one. Okay, read it from here. Next, a fixed size, dynamically expanding, and differencing. You can read what is fixed size, dynamically expanding, and differencing. I will tell differencing only because already I told fixed and dynamic. What is a fixed one? When you create a disk, first time only it will occupy complete space. Like a 10 GB virtual hard disk you created with fixed disk. What is a 10 GB? It will occupy 10 GB that time only. 20 GB created, 20 GB will occupy in a disk space. So it won't wait for a data to keep it inside. First time only it will occupy. Dynamically expanding. Based on the data inside of the disk will be expand up to what limit you said. Like I created 20 GB disk. I put a 2 GB inside. Then it will occupy in a main source location. It occupy only 2 GB. That's a dynamically expanding. What is the differencing thing? This type of disk is associated in a parent-child relationship with the other disk that you want to leave intact. You can make a changes to data or operating system without affecting the parent disk, so that you can revert the changes easily. All children must have same virtual hard disk format as a parent. So what are the parent format? It is same thing. So that is only I will explain parent child relationship. Okay. So this is my disk. For example, this disk having a data. This disk having a some data. So I have a data in the disk. D1 directory, for example, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5 files are there. Okay, something files are there. Okay. Now this is I said this is a normal disk, VHDX format or VHD format. I said this is parent disk. I have a data, some Excel data, PDF data, whatever the data, I have a data in the disk. So I said this is a parent. So then I can say another disk which is created upon it is child disk. Okay. So this is child. Okay. So here it is not exactly contact with the bottom one. It's intact. It means it's a parent, and based on parent only child is created. But problem is the child is don't have any direct contact. It's intact. Okay? It's not contact. It's intact. It's individual one. You can delete the child if you want it. If you want to use, you can use it also. So what is the advantage of this one? So when you create a child list, both parent and child are a same format, vhdx vhdx vhd same format, same size, dynamically, but same size. This is for example 10 GB disk. It is also show in the screen like it is a 10 GB disk. Okay, so like this only, dynamically expanding only. Next, what are the data in the parent disk is appears on the child disk. That is the beauty. That is a beautiful thing. So what are the data on the child disk? It is appears in the child disk. For example, you connected to this child disk. For example, this is a child one I created, and this data, what are the data is showing. If I modify this data or deleted the data or I added a data, so whatever it is, okay, whenever I modify this data, these modifications won't affect on this one. It won't affect on this one. Again, I'm telling. So whatever the data you change it, if you change this data here in the child disk, that change won't affect on parent disk. Won't affect on parent disk. Nothing will change. This data is always same. If in case similarly I created a multiple child disk on a single parent. So this is a parent disk. For example, this is a P1 disk. This is a child 1, child 2, child 3. So on all childs, the data of parent will be shows. It is linking to your parent disk. So simply I can able to see the data. Now, if I modify the data, the modification won't affect on parent. Parent is safe. This is called a differencing disk. Okay. And also when you read that statement, when it shows, it is also mentioned operating system. It is also mentioned operating system. Just for example, if in case my parent is I install the operating system using some, okay. So I install using virtual machine. So connecting to virtual machine, I install the operating system. So operating system, and I also install some applications, and there is some data, whatever it is, settings is there. Okay. So this operating system stores in parent disk, for example. So I create a child disk. So then this also having a same set of data. What are the this data is there? The same thing is available here also. And you can create a machine and you can connect it. So if you don't understand, still okay, no problem. Okay. This is the virtual machine. I connect a virtual machine to my hard disk and I will boot with the hard disk. I can connect. Same thing we can do multiple times also. I can go for a another child disk. On top of child disk, I created a VM, and this entire operating system is also appear here. When I connected to this one, it shows VM. Okay. So like this, we can also do it. We done earlier so many years back. Okay, almost like a 14, 15, 16 time. But now we are not doing this, and this is a parent and child. Okay, like there is some problem is also there. We solved it, but still we are unable to use it. We don't have any Hyper-V environments kind of stuff. Still, I do in VMware also, no problem, but that is not there. Okay. Understand this is a parent and child disk, that is a differencing disk. Before you create a differencing disk, you should have a normal disk first. So I'm going to dynamically expanding. Next, where you want to create a disk. So this is a disk name. So I put a virtual hard disk 1. This is a storage place. How much GB you want it? It is a dynamically expanding anything you want to put it. Okay, so I put a 10 GB is enough for me. Next, finish it. I creating a normal virtual hard disk. So I created it. Okay. If you want to edit the virtual disk, you can edit it or you can inspect it also. Inspect. Tell where is your virtual hard disk. Like this. Already it is there. Directly open. It will show what is the type of disk it is. Format, type, location, file name, current file size, and maximum file size. Next, I'm going to create a new virtual hard disk. New hard disk. No, I'm not going to do. I want to connect that virtual hard disk first. Okay, so we have to go to disk management. Okay, so it is already online. So I'm going to create a simple volume. Next, entire volume I'm creating. I'm not doing partition here. Finish. Already we shown what is the difference between fixed disk and dynamic disk in earlier. So no need to worry about it. Okay. Okay. So this is a 10 GB of volume. Really? Yeah, right. Okay. So I will put some data inside. Some data. Okay. I copied a data in my drive. F drive. Okay. Some data I copied it. So remember what data we copied it 20, 21, 22, 23, and there is a few pictures, 4 pictures, system config and topic 1. Okay, so close it. Here again, new hard disk. Yeah, it is exciting. Okay, sorry, differencing. Already I created dynamic, so I'm going to create child. So here one child one. Okay, next You have to tell who is your parent, where is your parent. So this is the parent. Hmm? Okay. Okay. So I told my parent and I have given a child name. So no size because same size as a physical machine. So same size as a parent. Why? Yeah. Why? Because disk is connected. So you have to detach this one. So I remove the disk. Okay. Now try. Where is it? Next. Vhdx differencing. Okay. So this is a disk. Child one. So you parent. So when parent is already mounted, we can't create a child. Now it is, I think, done. So where is this? But it is not showing any progress. See, child and parent. It's a parent disk. It's a child disk. It is showing some data. It is still showing a normal disk only. Just try to mount the disk. Okay, I mounted directly. So I need to no format, nothing. Just I mounted the child disk and same data. If I add some data or deleted a data, it won't affect on parent disk. It won't affect on parent disk. For example, I deleting some of its data. This data. I keep pictures. Okay, it's 20, 21, 22, 23. So I'm deleting. Shift to delete. So I deleted data. Now I will add some different data. So I'll choose 1 to 10. So copy, paste. So difference is there now. So I removed some file and I added some file, but nothing is changed to your physical one. Okay. So, but we can't do that one. So if you want, you can try. It is in use because children is there. So this is your children data. Okay. So just also I removed my child. Then I am trying to add my main one. Okay. So which disk is mounted actually? First one, right? Suddenly. Okay, now this secondary mount now mounted, it is showing a world data only. Have you seen, understand? So when I connected this one, the previously what are the data is created, that is only there. But in this one, previously data I modified. That means I removed something, added something. So automatically, what are the changes occurred in the child disk won't affect on parent disk. Okay, and of course, if you want to migrate, means you want to combine this parent and child disk as a single disk only, you can able to combine also. So this is called a differencing disk. Okay, so in a storage part in Hyper-V plus storage virtualization, everything covers one place only. Normally, we can say combining physical disks together and make a large disk space, and also virtual hard disk into K market. Okay. Virtual hard disk also there. Okay, fixed disk, dynamically expanding, differencing disks. Fixed disk will occupy the space when we create a fixed disk. Dynamically expanding disk won't occupy a data when you create a virtual hard disk that time. So if you keep on putting a data into disk, it will be expand up to the given limit. Differencing disk, it's a parent child disk. If you have a parent disk which contains a data, then we can create a child disk on it. So through child disk you can modify the data, check the data or anything. Child disk. So something is happening to me suddenly. Oh, I can't able to see it. Okay, so differencing disk, parent and child disk, different formats. Look at that one. Okay, or search for it. So this is a storage management.